All right, you ready?
Sure.
All right. So, Clayton, welcome to another edition of 3 Questions with your favorite local vendor. Today we have
I'm David with Nancy Joe's Homemade.
David with the Nancy Joe's Homemade. So, David, have you seen any of these videos before?
I've seen a couple. I sure have.
All right. So, we're going to ask you the same 3 questions.
Okay.
The first one is kind of simple. You have this booth at a market. I know you got a couple of stores. We'll talk about that in a second. But what started it? Where did it come from? Why?
I got you. So Nancy Joe, there is a real Nancy Joe. People do ask.
I was going to ask that as a follow-up.
Yes, is Nancy Joe real? She is retired. She's actually my mother.
Oh, okay.
So Nancy Joe's retired and lives in Mount Olive, North Carolina, pickle country, if you know where that is.
Sure.
And 1995 we started, and she was cooking and baking, was a stay-at-home wife, mother, and she says, I'm going to go out to the State Farmers Market in Raleigh, and I'm going to rent a spot, and I'm going to sell something. 1995, it was in July. And there was a lot of sickness going around in our family at the time. Bills were hard to be met. Money be hard. She said, I'm going to go do this, and I'm going to see if we can't make a go of it. And we've been doing it ever since.
Okay.
So, been very, very, we've had our ups and downs, just like any other business.
Sure.
But it has grown. So we're, what are we, 25, about 30 years in.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask a follow-up. This doesn't count towards the 3 questions.
Okay.
Because it's a follow-up. Follow-up is like 1A.
Okay, got you.
So you started with this booth at the State Farmers Market. I happen to know that's not your only thing now.
No.
You got some food truck, you got some spots, you got some stores, you got some markets. Talk to me about that growth.
So we have 8 locations now.
Okay.
Farmers Market is the backbone, is the main one.
Mm-hmm.
And I came to Nancy Joe as I was graduating high school, which was 2000. And I said, I think we can grow. And I think we can do this and do that. We'd moved around a lot of our life, every 4 or 5 years. And so we had seen a lot of things, a lot of areas. So growth and moving and traveling was not scary to us. So
okay.
I said, let's give it a shot. And she says, okay. So we started growing from there, and we did some marketplaces, Magnolia Marketplace in Cary at the time, which was there for 15 years. We did it for 4 or 5. And I said, I'm going to start a retail place. Let's do that. Some we've been very successful, some we failed. I mean, you live and learn.
Sure.
And not everything I've touched has turned to gold. But it's been good. So we have 8 strong now. That doesn't include our food trucks, our lemonade truck. So we're in Painted Trees. We're in Oak Island that we run. I run Raleigh. We have here, we do the Raleigh Flea Market every weekend. We have a permanent spot there, 50-foot spot. And then we're in Painted Trees. So we're in Glen Allen, Virginia. We're in Cary. We're in Raleigh. That's a lot.
Okay.
It's a lot. But we're blessed. It's been good.
Okay.
It's been good.
Now, because we're at the Clayton Farm Community Market, the second question is, what is it that you like most about coming to this market?
So when we first started coming, we were one of the main vendors, and I don't say that as like, oh, wow, look at us. Back in the day when we first started, there was, I don't know, 5 or 6 of us.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, let's try this. And I said, okay, do we really want to try this? You come out here and you set up a table. It was like the farmers market all over again, just no customers. At the time, we're like, man, what are we doing? You're standing at each other. And it just kind of grew. And it took a while to grow. I mean, it hadn't always been this way.
Yeah.
And so what we're finding out now is like, man, why do you continue to come? Why do you do this? Why do you do that? I literally have customers every day or every time we set up here. And I say, well, we have a store on the corner here. So if we don't have, I'm not going down there. And I'd say,
people like farming at their,
and they'd say,
shopping at their farmers market.
I want to shop at the Clayton Farmers Market. I only come here. And if you're out of it, I'm going to buy something else. And I'd say, well, we have a store down here, like if we're out of chicken salad or we're out of this, I'm not going down there. So, you know what? It's kind of rewarding. You meet new people every day. I literally just stepped away from a lady from Ohio, and she says, we're just here. And we advertise, and we tell them who we are, and they're happy people. I don't meet a lot of unhappy people here. So that's a good thing.
That's a very good thing.
So, that's our drive to get up on Saturday morning and, one of the first ones here and set up and do it because it's very rewarding in more ways than one.
Excellent. All right. Question number 3.
Okay.
Now you got to come up. You got to search your bank in your brain.
Okay.
Come up with one fun fact or interesting thing about you that we wouldn't know normally if we just met you at the market. Something to get to know you a little bit better.
Oh wow. I mentioned a little earlier, sickness has been in our family. Not terminal. We're very blessed in that area. I was 12 years old and having some issues going on and having some headaches and all. And I got the phone call December 20th that I had a brain tumor.
Well, okay.
And nothing kind of changed your world when somebody says, "This is what's happening. This is what's
imagine.
going on." My father was in
That's
the
a pretty
minister.
scary call.
Yeah, my father was in the ministry. That's why I tell you we moved around a lot.
Yep.
And so 4 or 5 years, we uprooted our life and went. And so we were living in Durham, which is one of the medical capitals of the world.
Sure.
And you get that phone call, you have a brain tumor, and we're going to see what it is. So right at Christmas, and kind of puts a new perspective on life sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what, you may or may not be here. And a lot of people don't know that because it's done and over with, and it was benign. I did not have to do any treatments. It was removed. We were blessed. My brothers had kidney disease and kidney transplants. We've been through it all, it seems like, but we've all come out on the top end.
Well,
So most people don't know that, but we've been blessed. So out here serving customers, making money, that's just a small part of life.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's what we do.
Well, we appreciate getting to know you a little bit more, David.
Yes, sir.
And so come on out and visit David at the Clayton Farmers Market or at any one of the 8 locations.
Yeah.
And we'll see you again next time. Bye.
All right. Thank you.